And we're back here with another episode of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. Tonight we're going to get into a little player profile with my man Kirk. Before we do that, though, we're going to give a shout out to a couple sponsors. First, we're going to start off with Shady Shafts. Make sure you guys go check out Shady Shafts. Shady Shafts, they have wraps for your clubs. So basically, obviously, the shaft, it's a shaft wrap, bunch of different designs. Listen to the podcast that was just released a couple weeks ago with Shady Shafts. Really cool designs, designed for every golfer, pretty much. Also, very easy to apply. Very, very easy to apply. It takes about 5 minutes to get these things on there. So make sure you guys go check out Shady Shafts. Use promo code PUFF20. PUFF20. Save yourself 20% at checkout. This is really a great Christmas gift for all golfers. So go and check them out at shadyshafts.com. Promo code PUFF20. Make sure you guys support them over there. Shady Shafts. Also, check out TroubleOffTheTee.com. Marty over there, Trouble Off the Tee. Bunch of holiday sales going on right now. Up until, I believe he's got 40% off for the holidays. Black Friday sale going. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. Polos, hats, hoodies, quarter zips, jackets, you name it. Marty's got it over there at Trouble Off the Tee. And when you're over there, make sure you check out the Audible book, available on Spotify and Audible. Marty Midian is the author, written by Jake Adams. We're going to get Marty back on here soon. Hopefully, we see a little Miami, Ohio State here in the college football playoff. He's a big Ohio State fan. So we'll get him on here and get some trash talk going. But go support Trouble Off the Tee. And then I got to give a huge shout out to my man over at Go for Golf. I got a nice package in the mail today. Wasn't expecting anything. Boom, some smiley face tees with this new logo. Gophergolf.com. Make sure you guys check him out. It's available on Amazon, or you can go right to Go for Golf. Make sure you give him some love. Go really check out all the guests who have been on the podcast and supported the podcast. Promo codes, DM me. I probably got a promo code for you if you're looking into something. You know, the Golfiti Boys, Custom Rag, 52 Sundays. Obviously, Jaunty, when you pop into 420 Bliss, make sure you guys grab some Jaunty products there. And always got to give a shout out to the Legends Golf Club. But before we get cooking here, we're going to get into it with my man Kirk and get a little player profile. Kirk's new to the game of golf, only in a couple of years, I believe. So we're going to get a little bit of background and find out a little bit more about Kirk here in just a second. All right, we're back here on the Pitch Putt and Puff. RGB here with the player profile. We're going to do Kirk. Kirk, what's up, brother? Welcome to the podcast once again. Kirk's becoming a regular voice here on the recap shows. You hear a lot of Kirk. But what's going on, man? What have you been doing so far in the offseason? We'll start there.
Bro, I'm dreaming about golf. I'm dreaming about the swing I want. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't played since Mohawk, like I was just saying to you. Like,
yeah, 3 weeks now almost.
Killing me. I'm going to go range probably this week since I got a couple of days off, dude. Like, I need it.
Yep, just to get out there and do something, man. It is tough. Like, taking my clubs out of the car is the saddest day of the year for me. Because I normally don't, but like when I go down, obviously I bring home a Christmas tree every year. So I got to make room in the car, and then I got all my suitcase and air mattress and everything else I got to bring with me down there. So it's like, damn, these clubs really got to come out right now. Like the season's over. Mm-hmm. So it sucks, man. But let's do a little player profile here, man. We'll start off. What made you get into golf? Because you just started playing, what, a year and 2 years now?
This was my second year, yeah.
All right, so what made you get into it?
Actually, my girlfriend's aunt and her uncle. So I guess they both play golf at Freer. I guess I haven't seen them play at all when we're out, but
okay.
They were going out and playing, and they got my girl like a starter set, and I had an old starter set, and I was like, well, I'll fucking go play some golf. I hadn't played since I was 14. And instantly, I hit a couple good shots, and I wanted it again, dude.
Yeah.
So then spent all last year just using that crappy starter set, and this year bought an actual decent set and kind of took it way too serious, and now I'm fucking full bit by the bug, dude.
It is, it's a very addicting game, Kirk. So, like, me, for example, grew up, same thing, playing football, baseball, basketball my whole life. And then I couldn't do that anymore. Like, I was 35 and I was going to play basketball I was guarding an 18-year-old kid. Yep. And I just worked, it was a Friday. I'll never forget, it was a Friday night game. It's like 7:30. I just worked 40 hours of I was doing construction at the time. I was doing tile floors. So 40 hours of physical labor. And then I got to go chase this kid around who's been hanging out at the pool all day. Got all the energy in the world, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I was like, yo, I just can't do this anymore. So my buddies were always like, Raj, come play golf with us, come play golf with us. And when I first started playing, like I played with two kids in high school who got college scholarships to play golf. And you know my story of being the lefty baseball, golf, and righty. Playing with those guys back then, I was done after. By the time we got to the third hole and I lost 6 balls, I was all set. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I kind of lost interest until I got older. And then my other, the guys I grew up with were like, Raj, we're playing in a scramble. We need a guy. Will you play? And that's kind of how it jump started me back into it a little bit. So once you got into it, I can tell obviously playing with you, you caught the bug 100% and just went all in, huh?
Yep. Well, dude, and it was a big thing too. Is like I played sports my whole life,
Yep.
and until like I don't know, I think when I turned 18, I actually got like super injured. So now I got metal in both my legs. I can't run. I can't do any of the stuff I used to do. So
Right.
golf's the only thing I can do pretty much like athletically, we'll say.
In a competitive side, like you need that competitive nature from
Yeah.
playing. Because I heard, I'll show you. So I talked to your old man today a little bit, and I was asking him some things. But I was like, yeah, I need some dirt on Kirk. So what do you got? So I heard you were quite the football player. I don't know if you can see that picture there. You look like Bobby Boucher sitting there. If I was a running back, I'm definitely running to the other side.
Yeah.
That's like your dad sent me that and a couple others, but I'll just post that one because that's the least embarrassing one for you. Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
Mikey.
that team that I was on, not that year, but the very next year, we shut out. We didn't
Yeah.
give one touchdown, and it was on a fucking special teams play. The
What
whole
what was that? Brunswick or Berg?
Brunswick.
Okay. Yeah. I
It's like
used to
best.
love Pop Warner football, man. Playing with all your boys and shit
Yep.
every year. That shit was so much fun and like you had a lot more like back then when you were playing sports, especially as a kid, it was just fun. And then as you got more into it into like high school and like especially high school baseball for me was a job. Like it turned into so I played basketball and I was a backup catcher and I pitched a little bit. So we did pitchers and catchers started January. Well, I would be at basketball practice, be done with basketball practice, run upstairs, go throw my 40 pitches and have to catch 80 pitches and then I get to go home. It's like 7:30. I'm like, yo, I'm
Yep.
exhausted right now. I just want to go home, eat dinner, and go to bed. But
Yep.
like it turned into a job where it just wasn't fun anymore as
So
you
I
got
never.
older.
I have to give my parents respect on this because I never really thought about it. But I was playing a sport through every year. There was never a time that I wasn't playing something,
Yeah.
whether it's basketball, fucking baseball, football, anything, dude.
Hmm.
So like, I definitely had to drive those fuckers crazy.
Oh yeah, but and you think about it too is like I'm doing it with my daughter now. I have her in something like same thing all the time, and she's an only child, so she's very spoiled. Not only by me and her mother, but like the grandparents and everybody else. They spoil the hell out of her. So I got to teach her how to lose. So like, because she always gets her own way. You know what I mean? So like, playing sports and like myself included, like you learn. There's so many life lessons that I even fall back on now that I've learned in sports. Like I had my JV basketball coach taught me so many things to where I still use them to this day. Like one of the phrases he used to say to me, because I was a point guard. I'd get the ball and let's go. Like I want to run up and down, up and down. And he'd be like, Rod, slow down, slow down. And he said to me one day, patience and poise, man, patience and poise. And like let the game come to you. And like I just kind of still like I use that patience and poise in so many things in life to this day. And it's like, huh, that guy probably taught me more about life than he did basketball in those 12 weeks I was with him.
Yo, so that picture that you have,
Hmm.
that was when Pete LaJeunesse, he was one of my coaches.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
One of the starters at the course. Yeah. Shout out Pete. Pete's
Dude,
the man. He's a good golfer, dude.
yeah. And
He's a
dude,
good
he
ass golfer.
trained us like that football team, we were trained like it was the army.
Yeah.
Not kidding you, dude. It was insane. Practices were like legit.
Yeah.
Why we were so good though, because they had us training like we were grown men.
Games were fun. Practices were hard. You
Yeah,
know? That
exactly.
that's how I was. I grew up playing for South Troy, and I lost one Super Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl every year, lost once, and it was to the other South Troy team. And like so, there was an A team and a B team because there were so many kids, and
Yep.
we played each other, and we lost 7-6 because we missed the extra point. We went for two in like the third quarter to try to win it. We lost.
Yep.
That shit was so much fun. But so let's get back into the golf, man. So you got into it with your girl and her aunt and uncle, um, and then you caught the bug. So once you started getting into it, what did you find was the hardest thing to really like start to lock in?
Honestly, to start, it was my putting.
Okay,
Still struggle with it, but I've gotten a lot better. But it was definitely putting at first, and my drives were just not good. Anytime I take a driver out, it's very risky, 50-50. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
could be bad. But I was using a 5 wood the first year because I didn't have a driver. I broke 8 drivers my first year.
Jesus,
So I was using
what
a
the
five,
fuck,
dude. I was using a 5 wood that's older than you, Raj. And I'm telling
man?
you, it would hit the thing dead straight 240. So like that was considered my driver.
Okay,
So that was okay. And then I got the driver for this year, and I'm like slowly figuring it out. But
yep.
putting definitely killed me last year.
Do you feel too like so? That's the thing I'll notice with your game. I think you're inconsistent off the tee. Your iron game is very in between right now because you can have those shots from 160, 170 that you dart them. But then you're also kind of like me in that sense where you're going to have a couple where you're either going to go left or right with it and you're pulling or you're thinking about, I want to place this ball here and then you overcompensate for it in your swing because you already compensated for it and you're lined up that way, but you're still thinking in your swing to hit it that way a little bit kind of thing.
Yep.
There's a lot of things I see with you, but I think your short game around the green is really good. Like it saves you a lot of strokes when you do have a struggle or you're struggling with a three putt. I think your putting, dude, I really like I want to work with you on your putting. I think I can really help you with your putting and it's a lot of it's mindset with you because you're just too strong for your own good, to be honest with you. Because a lot of times you're never short, you're never too short on putts. When you miss putts, it's always long. There's not a lot of times you miss short. So I think a lot of it's just you're too strong for your own good on some of those putts at Freer. And
Well,
like
you did teach me this year with the whole fucking don't break the egg thing.
the Mighty Ducks, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's a big factor because it just and I once I said that to you, I knew in your head you're like, all right, that just means let me hit this a little softer. So at that point, you started getting more of a pace to the putt, opposed that you were putting opposed to hitting the ball.
Right.
If that makes sense, you know, because
But
there's a big difference. Big difference.
I still will say if I'm on the fringe, everybody keeps telling me, oh, putt that, putt that. I will chip on the fringe and I'll be closer than my putt.
Yeah, yeah.
It,
You and Bub do that a lot. Parisi too.
I just
Parisi too.
feel way more comfortable with my 56, putting spin on it. I know I'll check it up. Like I can get the ball closer. Putting, it could run out. You know what I mean? I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it too is like a freer, especially is you get penalized for if you're missing more than a foot past the hole, you're penalized for it for sure. You're in trouble. You're in
That
trouble for sure.
that place is, dude. It kills you if you don't know what's coming. And I've definitely learned. Like I shot in the 80s this year, and that's just from knowing what's coming at me.
Right, right.
I could be in the shit, but I know where I gotta hit it to be in a perfect spot. So like most people, they don't play a course enough to do that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that course, man. I mean, it's so undulated too that you really have to know the layout of the land to on approach shots more than most to really get it there
Yep.
for sure. She's up
I would
there.
say that probably that hole 8 is one of the hardest to fucking play.
Yeah, eight's tough. Seven's an easy hole if you play it the right way. You need to hit a shot out past that corner. I always call it the bonsai tree out there. Just hit it left. It's almost okay to be in the rough on the left side over there because you have a straight shot in. Um, you can, if you poke one, you can get there in two. So set yourself up for a birdie attempt at least. Um, I think the second hole is pretty tough. I think that gets underrated. And
Yep.
the third and fourth hole, I always call you the gauntlet, as I say.
Yep.
Um, once you get through, 2 through 8, really. I mean, because five's not bad. Five you can birdie as long as you get over the gully.
Yep.
Six, the same thing. Just get it out there, hit yourself in a 75 to 100 yard second shot, and look to get out of there with a birdie or a par.
Dude, I've been looking forward to 7 every time now. Like I'm getting close to that eagle look every single time I play it now.
Yep, because you can then set yourself up about 175 yards out for a second shot if you hit it good.
Yep. And I
That,
hitting my hybrid the past 2 times I played it, I had the same shot set up in the same. I was right in the same spot, right in front of the green. So I'm pretty confident with that hole finally.
mm-hmm.
But then
Now,
you get to 8 and you get those fucking slope greens, dude, and you can't do shit about it.
can't do nothing. There's times where I hit one shot towards the end of the year because I hit my little flop shot thing I do, and I just hit it about a foot and a half and sat it down right on the fringe, and I like threw my hands up because I thought it was going to stop like right on the fringe. And then it slowly kept moving and it rolled. And I'm like, oh, this might be okay. Dude, this rolled about an inch and a half past the hole and picked up so much speed that it rolled off of the green. And I had to chip it again. And I'm like, yo, how is that? It stopped almost. And now I'm chipping again. Like, that's insane. Like, you got to see it to believe it, I guess. I got to start taking videos just of that green so people can see what we're talking about. That's a
Yeah.
good green we could set up some good footage at, too. Um, what was I just going to ask you? So you're so new to golf. Did you ever think about taking lessons?
So, yes, money wise, no.
Yeah, when you see how much they are, you're like, yeah, some bum's gonna fuck my swing up.
And I'm honestly like, I'm kind of 50-50 with it because, like, I get this. I understand when people are like, you definitely need a lesson. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm an athlete. I want to learn it myself. And
Yep.
that's keeping me addicted to it. I don't want somebody to just, hey, this is what you need to do. Figure it out, like right here. This is
Yep.
how you got to hit it. I don't want that. I like
So
figuring it out and adapting my swing to what I want.
to what you how you that's very similar to the way I am. So the thing I think is gonna help you too is when you go out a lot of the time now, when you're playing with the pitch putt and putt on Sundays, I got you into the Friday league now too. So when you're doing those two, it's tough because you're competing. So there's not time to actually practice. But now when you can pop out, even if you come out and meet me in fairway for the back nine when you get out of work in the afternoons, like those 9 holes once or twice a week is gonna give you like use those as practice. Because you see us, we're never in any rush. Drop another ball, hit one. Like you feel like you could have done something different with a shot. Drop another one and hit it, and we'll keep it moving or whatever. But just to do things like that and actually practice. So the way I do it because I play so much, I like to obviously Sunday, Friday or Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday for me are serious rounds. Like I'll take those and I'll actually like try to shoot a good solid score. When me and Fairway go out there on a Monday, a Tuesday, and like a Thursday, we're just it's a bullshit day. It's just me and him, or we're dollar a hole or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
still playing to obviously take his money. I wonder how much I'm up on him this year. And but I'm practicing. Like I'm not afraid to like, all right, I normally use my 60 on this shot. Let me try to use my 56 and see what kind of spin I can get on it from here. And like different things, like to
That
give you options down the road.
that's a big thing for me though, is like all I ever do is play seriously in my head.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how to do the practice things. And I don't
Yep.
even feel right doing it while I'm out in the course, like dropping another ball and just hitting it. I feel totally wrong doing that.
Yeah. It's you got to pick your spots, obviously. Like when you're you know, if there's a group waiting for you on the tee box, obviously that's not the time or place to do it. But if there's not a group like sitting back there waiting, or you got your places, you can drop another one and definitely hit it. Uh, like because you always got time to hit a couple extra putts. So there's that time to get an extra swing in there, especially when it's just me and fairway. There's only 2 or 3 guys in a group. Go ahead, drop another one. It's just like playing four anyway. That's
Yep.
the way I always think about it. But I think that like extra round you're getting in is going to be a big help too. If you take your mindset to be like, all right, today I'm going to work on, trying to hit my driver consistently, doing this with my driver. I want to put a draw to it or whatever you're working on, or I'm going to use nothing but my 56 around the greens, and I'm just going to try to do, I want to spin it this way, or I want to try to bump and run it a little bit, or whatever you're working on. You know what I'm saying? And use that round the whole time to put yourself in situations to practice what you're trying to do.
Yep.
That's going to help you for sure. And listening to guys like Parisi and Jay and Bob, like that's going to help too.
Yep. So
Jay
the
especially.
thing that I've been thinking, like anything from like 180 out, those are the shots I want to start focusing in on. Because like as soon as I'm 180 out, I'm kind of struggling with whatever I'm gonna hit to
Hmm.
keep it straight or just to even get it in the air. You know what I mean? So
I
sometimes
feel like you'd be a 7-iron all day from 180 out.
seven. So that's a problem too, though, dude. I need new irons. My
Okay.
iron, like my 7 iron, has a gap between I can hit it 180 or I can hit it 210. Just depends
Gotcha.
how hard I'm actually hitting it and how clean I'm picking it.
Hmm.
So it's
I get it, bro. I'm the same way with my 7. I can hit depending on how I want to hit it, like where I am, the elevations, all that stuff obviously plays a factor. But like on the 10th hole one day, I shanked one to the left and I was 210 out. I was like, oh, let me just run a 7-iron up. I landed in the 7 and like was like 3 feet. And I'm like, whoa, I was just trying to get close to chip one and hopefully, play a par. And that's the only club I really am so inconsistent with. I don't know if I just the way I hit it. I have no idea. But the 7 is a tough club for me. It's my favorite club because I can do those different things, but to consistently do it is
right.
tough. Is tough.
So
But
definitely gonna be my focus going on in the winter time, going to the
mhm,
it's gonna be just hit the driver straight, get the 3 wood dialed in.
yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
like touching that thing, dude. Unless it's off the tee, I won't touch it.
That's me with the driver, bro. I just gotta get off the tee. Once I figure out getting myself off the tee, I think it's gonna be a huge because I mean putting's not my issue. Chipping I fucked around too much with this year. I just gotta get one way and do it one way consistently. Parisi actually gave me a couple tips the other day. Like, and I'm not. That's the thing too. You can't be afraid to ask some of these guys who like Bob or Parisi and Jay. Like, especially Bob. Like, Bob doesn't really know how to tell you how he's doing something.
Right.
Parisi's very technical with what he's doing.
Yeah, ask him about like just because I always put spin on my chips.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to at least get a good rollout when I want to. And he
Hmm.
giving me a whole bunch of pointers one day before the round, and I mean, he figured it out for me. I definitely know what to do when I'm around. So,
Yeah, he had me because I was sculling everything all of a sudden. He's like,
yep,
dude, you're doing this, and this. Try doing it this way. Lean a little bit forward. Keep your body still. Blah 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 blah. Just swing with your arms. I was like, all right, dude. And every that like I had a decent round up there. I shot at 89, 88, 89 up there, and I've only played that in twice in the snow, so I didn't really even know the course. So it was similar to like going to Saratoga Lake or wherever we went. And I was like, huh, all right, not awful. Like I was okay with it. Definitely could have scored better, but I was okay with what I did, and a lot of it was because I chipped good. Like it saved
yep.
me, and I've learned after about the 7th hole, I got a lot more aggressive putting because it wasn't breaking like we thought it was gonna, and just going after the hole.
That dude, it was killing me. There was like 3 or 4 putts I literally left. It was sitting on the edge, like half my ball was in the hole,
Hmm.
but didn't drop.
It's tough. It's tough, man. Yeah. So I think your biggest thing for you, though, honestly, is the putting. Like I think we fix your putting and saves you. Because I mean, dude, bogey golf for someone playing 3 years in, going into their third year, is not bad golf. Like, and that's kind of where you were getting to towards the end of the year. So you keep that going, man, and you're golden. You're
Yeah,
golden.
definitely a lot that I figured out in a short amount of time, and
Hmm.
just like refining it.
Right. Did you feel like Friday nights, the competitive, helped you at all?
No,
Like just in the competitive sense of like, all right, I don't want some because especially you're starting off in the C flight because you're a new golfer
Yeah.
and you're playing some against some of them old heads like Fairway Mike and them guys. Um, did it like so? Like I went into that because I did the same thing. I started, I think my third or fourth year I was playing in the league, and I didn't want to lose the guys like Fairway and some of the older guys in the league. And I was like, fuck this. So I actually started like the competitive nature of it really got me focused on like, all right, let's try to make bogeys and pars opposed to just out here smacking the ball around.
Right. So I think now, because at the point when I started that league, my game really wasn't as figured out as I got it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd probably play a lot better in it, but it's also the fact that I'm leaving work and going there.
It's tough.
It kills me, dude. Like my brain is firing as soon as I wake up. That's like 3:30 in the morning.
Yep.
I'm going, and then I'm trying to go play 9 holes, trying to think just mainly golf. I'm already fried from work.
Yep. It's tough, dude. I do it every day, especially Fridays. I always play like shit on Fridays after a long week of work, man. It's tough. So, Kirk, you're an official member of the PPP in your first year with the crew, man. What's your favorite thing about the crew and being in the pitch putt and pop?
Yeah, every round it's fun. Even when
Yeah.
I'm like shit, I'm mad. Everybody's still trying to make it fun.
Yep.
The number one dude that I gotta give respect to is Fairway for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anytime he's seen me even get slightly mad, dude, he's fucking right there. Like, it's all right, man. This round don't matter. Then let's just
Yep.
fuck around and hit a ball.
Just hit the ball, man. Just hit it. Who gives a shit and hit it, man? Try something different, man. What did he say to me the other day? I shanked one. Uh, not one of the last rounds we played at Free. I shanked one. He goes, "Hey, drop another one. Get ready for next season." I was like, "Yo, you fuck, shut the fuck up." Just funny shit like that. But he takes your mind off of being pissed off when he says something like that, and it just brings your focus back to like, all right, we're out here just to have a good time.
Right. And it's just the camaraderie of it, dude. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's friends. Everybody likes each other. There's no tension, nothing like that. So it's fun.
Yeah, man. And you're the youngest. I think you're. I don't know. You or Anthony. I don't know who's older.
I think Anthony's younger than me.
Okay, I was gonna say you're one of the younger members of the crew, but that's the good thing too, man. Like, you're mixed in with like not only that you get a chance to play with your old man all the time because he's gonna be out there every Sunday with us next year officially.
Yep.
Um, so like that's a great opportunity. Like I love getting out there with my pops when we get out. My dad's tough to play golf with sometimes. So here's an example: we're playing Freer 2 years ago, and where he's on 18. He hits one, uh, he shanks it left. So he grabs like his 3 wood, which he hits about, I don't know, 170, we'll say. And he goes and he kind of duffs it, gets it up to about 100 yards out. He goes and he doesn't switch clubs, man. He just keeps his 3 wood in his hand. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He goes, what? I go, you're going to use your 3 wood from 100? He goes, well, I just hit it 100 yards there. I'm like, because you duffed it. I'm like, what if you hit it clean? It's going in the woods and hitting the hot dog stand behind the 18th hole here. He's like, oh, what should I use? I'm like, a pitching wedge or maybe like, I don't know, a 9 iron or something. So he goes, all right. So he grabs his pitching wedge and I go, swing it as hard as you can now. And he does, and he sticks it like 10 feet away. He goes, oh, that's the best shot all day. I go, just go up there and pick up that ball and go home then.
Yep.
But it's just like it's funny when I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's just out there to have a good time. He's not trying to be
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. Like we went to Mill Road this year, me, him, and my 2 brothers. And my one brother's never played golf before ever, bro. Like he didn't even know how to put the tee in the ground. He's like, where do I stand? Like he didn't know nothing. It was funny as hell. And he held the club like a hockey stick. But he wouldn't put his hands together. I kept trying to show him. He goes, nah, it's so much better. I can hold it better this way. And he's smacking him right down the pipe, dude, all day. 100 yards, 120 yards, right down the middle all day. He was fairway that day. He didn't miss. It was just fun. It was fun though, getting out there with the fam. So that's a cool thing for you to get to be able to play with your pops now all the
Yep.
time. And Uncle Anthony, Farina. That fucking pain in the ass.
No, it's definitely fun getting out with my dad now. He's gonna. I mean, we gotta get him playing a little better.
We're gonna, because I seen like there's a few things with him that I see is an easy fix, and He will add some distance off the tee.
Yep.
Um, his short game is fine. I think whenever he's like on an approach shot or like a second shot, like an iron shot, whatever club I think he thinks he should use, he needs to go up one, and that will make the difference for him. Like I said to him the last round we were playing, I was like, "Yo, what club are you using there?" He's like, of 7 iron. I go, use a 6. You know, it's that kind of thing. Like that's just the difference because he doesn't swing fully when he's on those shots. Like, you just got to put a little more
Yep.
power into some of it, and but his finesse around the greens is also what
Saves
is
it.
good. Same as you, good short game. He's a good putter too. He putts
Yep.
really well. He
Yep.
does putt really well,
He's just
really
got to
well.
put that ball in the middle of his stance for those drives, dude. I'm telling you, like,
Yeah, it's too far in front. It's just way too far. Like for an iron shot, great, but on those drives, man, that's he's just too far back. um, real quick, man, we'll wrap it up with 3 questions. What's your favorite club in your bag?
all right. So I thought about this. I'm gonna have to say it's between the 56 degree and my 7 iron.
Okay, yep, I
I
like
would
that.
say probably the 56 because I've been chipping fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, you have been. Yeah, you finished off the year strong with the improvement you made from the time I first played with you towards the end. Like we have the conversation all the time, like most improved, and it's like you and Bob are the 2 names that continue to come up. Um, just especially you in a short period of time, like you see the improvement, and then Bob just so like how Bob's game this year went from like he took it to a different like he was plateaued for a couple of years, and then he finally said, "All right, fuck this, I'm golfing now," and he turned it on and consistently did it all year round and had some really good rounds this year. When you look at some of his scores, I was over his house the other day. He was showing me some of his scores, and the stretch he went on of like 81, 82, 79, 83, like didn't have a round over an 85 for like 7 to 10 rounds or something like that, which is at Freer's phenomenal, especially when you go other places and see what you
Yo,
can
you
do,
know
you know.
what? I think that was when I started playing with the crew.
Yeah, right when he caught that hot stretch. Yep.
You know what? Bub, you need me.
Yeah, right. Lucky charm, man. The lucky charm. And then I was gonna ask you what's your favorite course you've ever played, but you've only played so few in your couple of years of playing.
So, Skylar Meadows.
Okay.
That place is beautiful. Best course I've ever played, best course I've ever seen. It is amazing.
Nice.
That's the one
Nice.
behind Sienna for anyone
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah. I never played that one. Never played that one. I gotta get out there one time.
dude, I'm telling you, like just just the halfway house, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you walk in there, there's every single candy that you could ever think of, any
Oh,
kind.
hell yeah.
There's food on the rollers, they got hot dogs, everything, dude.
Nice.
You want? The dude was telling me. I was like,
Huh.
what? He goes, yeah, it's all free. Take what you want.
That's sick. We'll have to go check that out one day. I've never been up there. We'll have to go get around and up there with the crew. Maybe get some footage. That's another thing I want to start doing, reviewing some different courses. Um, get some other. I got a little trip
Wonder
planned
if
for
they,
us. Got
I wonder if they'd let you because it's private.
yeah, probably not. I'd have to talk to them. But sometimes private courses are a little bit more lenient
That
to
would be
shit like that.
like
Yeah,
a review of it.
yeah. You got to go for the semi-privates or the ones that you can get away with. Munis are tough because city owned and shit like that. So with the cannabis, they might not be all about it. Um, and then Dream Foursome. Who would it be? 3 guys to add to the Dream Foursome.
All right, so I'm gonna go with two YouTubers.
All right.
I got Grant Horvat and
Okay. Good.
Bob,
Good.
and Bob from Bob Does Sports,
Yeah.
and I think Phil Mickelson because
The lefty.
we need the lefty.
The lefty connections. That's 3 good ones right there, man. That's 3 good ones. Bob Does Sports is a good one. He just posted the funniest video of his old man. Did you see that? You don't
No,
do social media, dude, like that. So there's a video of he's following he sees his dad at the grocery store, and his dad goes over to the hot bar and looks around and makes sure no one's looking at him, then reaches in and grabs a chicken nugget out of the thing and eats it and walks away. And he's like just filming him, and his dad has no idea he's there doing it. And then gets home and puts it on, like shows it to him, and he's
that's
roasting him about
hilarious.
it. It's so funny, dude. So funny. But Kirk, man, welcome to the crew. I appreciate you jumping on tonight. Do this little player profile. We got the holidays coming up here. You got any big plans for the holidays coming up? You guys go anywhere or do anything?
Got to go out to Vermont tomorrow for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
My girl's parents' house, and then got to do the runaround, come all the way back to Albany. Other
Do
than
the
that,
same shit. Yep. My Thanksgiving's crazy because I go eat at the in-laws and then my parents as well. And then as soon as we're done, I hop in the car and drive down to the city to get ready to
I was
sling
gonna
trees.
say,
Yeah, it's
is
tough, dude.
stop tomorrow.
It's tough, and I'm staying a couple days longer than I normally do, and especially the busiest stretch of it. So like Black Friday to like that following like Wednesday is his like highest volume of trees sold, like delivery wise. So I'm like, all right, I guess I said I asked him, I was like, all right, what's your busiest time? He goes, this stretch right, this 5 day stretch. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. So, and I'm coming down. One of my Troy boy buddies are coming down with me, so that I haven't seen in a real long time. So it's going to be a throwback couple of days for us down there in the city the first weekend down. It's
It'll be
always fun, man. Always fun. But yeah, anybody looking for a Christmas tree in the New York City area, check out NYC Tree. Shout out Harold and company over there. I'll probably be the one to deliver that bitch. All types of trees in New York, baby. But yeah, man, Kirk, appreciate you jumping on, bro. Welcome to the Pitch Putt and Puff crew. Solid member here now. I'm hoping to lock in. So my plan is with the tea time wise is just push us back to whenever we can get 3 in a row. Because I'm at the point where I know we're gonna have the regular 8 guys, and now adding guys like you, your father, Farina, and then Ant Man is pretty much we're locked in at 12 any weekend, and Charlie whenever he wants to jump on as well. So
hell yeah,
we'll
we're growing.
that's it, man. Growing week by week. So what I'm going to do here for the winter season, it's going to be 2 episodes a week, every Tuesday and Thursday. As of now, I'm going to drop them every Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll be back on Thursday with another episode of the Pitch Putt and Puff. Kirk, once again, man, appreciate it. I know you have no social media, so I was going to say shout out your socials, but my man hasn't ever seen Instagram or Facebook a day in his life. All right, homie. Appreciate it, dude.
Absolutely, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Later.